Hello, hi everyone. It's Lovely Ruth here with another video. Hi, it's been a while. It's been a week. I know for a fact it's been a week since I've last spoke to you guys. Excuse the mess, because of course my bed is, I would call it ready to wear. I'm ready to jump in it. I am. Got my little nighties on, PJs on, and just winding down from the day. And today was hot. The other day, if I released that video, I said it was July the 19th. I thought it was a Wednesday, but it was actually a Tuesday. Today is actually the 20th, and so I think it's Wednesday. I'm sorry, I get my days a little mixed up because I don't really have a schedule. So I'm not laughing because I know a lot of people are on schedule. Everybody's on a budget. Everything is so tight these days. And for me, I'm on my relaxed vacation kind of like mood kind of days because, I'm still looking for a job if that's in fact what God wants me to have. And I'm also resting. I am just enjoying my uh minute retired life right now. I'm 57 years old and I'm on this journey to find myself, to find, the word and the kingdom of God and all that good stuff. So I am actually taking some time off. I have, told you about my journey of quitting my job and what's next for me. I don't know. Ooh, it's messy in here. I don't know. I don't know what's next. I'm just really enjoying just being off. I told my brother today, one of my brothers, I said, you know what? I think I think I'm going to be too lazy to go. I'm gonna forget how to work. I'm gonna actually forget how to work. I'm afraid that I'm gonna forget how to work, how to take orders from people, or you know deadlines and timelines, and actually clocking in, clocking out, and having to be somewhere. I do not miss that. I literally do not miss that. I don't miss it. And so I'm afraid that if push comes to shove and I have to work temporarily to get where I need to be, then that's okay because I am going to do that. I mean, I'm gonna follow my intuition, and God, of course, He has to. Of course, He has to guide me there. So, in the meantime, I have to say that it has been wonderful. It feels so good to, you know, just be in the midst of things, just being in the midst of relaxation, peace, serenity. Like, it's like the hardest thing that I have to do right now is to prioritize. And my mentor was saying the other day that we need to make a priority list on what's first, what's first and most important to you in your life, in your daily living. And I've begun to write that list, and it's so crazy when you think about it. I mean, when we're doing our day to day, we don't think about what's first, what's to come. God is first. The kingdom of God should be first. That's a no-brainer. But was I always jumping up, springing up, uh, raising up out of my sleep and thanking God, or always praying instantly? No, sometimes no. It's not that I don't forget. It's just our priorities are so mixed up, and if it's not any consistency there, then that's not a priority. So I have found myself. I was telling my older sister this too. I found myself switching up sometimes. Why am I putting God after my phone wakes me up, and checking my turning off my notifications? I'm reaching for my phone because it wake me up, and turning it off, or if it rings, I'm turning it down. I have it in my hand, so I reach for a prayer. out of there, um, from the Bible. Um, and has the, the U version. So I use that. I use some prayers from there, and I use the inspiration of the day, and I start my day out that way. But lately, and most of the time, what I'm doing is talking to God. I always have a little talk with God when I before I before I go to sleep. It's me and Him. When I turn them lights off, it's just me and Him talking. I gotta talk to Him. I gotta make sure, I'm confirming the day's event or what's to come. And I that's my time with Him. I mean, I have more time. I mean, I spend throughout the day. I do my thing. I do what I'm supposed to do. I seek Him first. However, sometimes life happens, and we get mixed up, and things start to we forget. We spring out of bed, and sometimes we act like, hey, we got up on our own, or we slept all night through the night without His protection. No, that's not the case. I truly believe this. I truly believe this. When I lay my head down to go to sleep, when I close my eyes, I shut the world out, and I'm sleeping, right? I lay down, whatever, have a form of sleep. I get medicated or not, or just tired, and I lay my head down there and I go to sleep. I have no control over what happens to me. My life is literally in God's hands. And so we're not the boss of us. We're not in control of that. We could be, there's lots of people that's in environments where they can't control the atmosphere, or we're in a bad area or whatever. But I know that God's protection lie upon me when I go to sleep. It's nothing I can do. I can't do nothing but turn it over to Him anyhow. So I thank Him for that. First and foremost, I have to thank Him for waking me up, because He didn't have to. I didn't have to wake up. I could have been dead in my sleep or any of that stuff. So naturally, we're gonna get up and thank you, God. I got my eyesight and my feeling in my legs, and I'm my limbs, and I'm in my right mind, or semi mind, or whatever you are right now. God has you. He's the cause of all of it. He's the cause of you seeing this day, this very day. So I think that's a priority. That's the number one priority, is to thank Him, and let Him know, hey, hey, we're here. Yes, I'm grateful. Good morning. How are you doing? What would you have me do today? What's on the agenda? How can I bless someone? What can I bless someone with? Show me how to get there. Show me how to help someone. Show me how to be a blessing. Talk to me. Do a demonstration. Show me something. Even if it's a message. Sometimes I see messages, or the dream I'm trying to interpret that I had that night, and oh, you ask God to show you a vision. He gonna show you a vision. But now I have to make that prayer a little clearer. Like, show me a vision, but let me be able to understand it or decipher it. Because dreams. And I know dreams are, and I know I'm changing the subject like I was. Dreams are vivid pictures or movies of what you've experienced throughout the day or the week, or something that'll come back, and it won't make sense, but it has a significance of what you saw on TV, or what you heard somebody say, or what you experienced in the grocery store or the gas station, or wherever your day, your turn of events have taken you. You'll probably dream, or your dreams have probably come into a cluster of things. And when I dream, I have multiple dreams. I have at least three dreams. It's so weird. I have three separate individual dreams. And man, my age in this day and time, it's hard for me. And I'm asking God to help me to retain the information that I received. But um it's hard for me to remember it. I mean, I know, you know, they say get a journal and write down. I tried that one time. I can write it down. Yes, I can write it down, but making sense of it, and then trying to write down your dream is scribbled. It's like it doesn't make sense. It's like that person shouldn't have been in my dream, or that person shouldn't have been over there, or why did this happen? And I dreamed about a baby the other day, and I don't have any babies, and I'm too, I'm kind of up in age to have any babies right now, and I was like trying to figure that out, and it's just was I just been having some kind of weird dreams, and I'm asking God to let me be able to bring them out and say what they are. So I always I test it out on my daughter. I tell her about my dreams, and she'll tell me about her dreams. But when I'm explaining it, it's like all over the place. It's like, you get what I'm saying? It's like went from that to that to that, and it's like, okay, I am not going to try to explain it right now. I'm going to ask God to help me with that a little bit more. And I've been dreaming a little bit more, I guess, because I'm trying to clear these pockets of thoughts in my mind. I'm literally full of thoughts. I'm full of thoughts right now. I'm easily distracted because I could be looking at something, or I could be reading something, or I could be doing something, and a thought will pop in my mind that'll take me from that for a moment, and then I'll come back really, really quick. So it's like I can't explain it. I really don't know how to put it into terms, into words of how I dream now. I mean, my observations of things ever since the year COVID came out and we started working from home, and but prior to that I was sleeping. I guess my body was tired. I got a little exercise in. I slept naturally. Man, when I put my head on the pillow, I'm out cold. And then during COVID, we got a little restless, and everybody was anxious, and all these things that came about. Well, when I went to my doctor and I told him, I said, I'm not sleeping. He said, welcome to the club. It's a lot of people that can't sleep now, got insomnia. And I said, I'm one of them. And he's been giving me a little mild a sleep aid, which I used to be able to um, take the melatonin over the counter and sleep like a baby, but it's gotten so bad that I wonder, I'm laying on my pillow and my mind goes all over the place. Thoughts of what to do tomorrow. Then the job was stressful, so it was like always on my mind, and got to the point where I can't sleep. Even now, I I sleep a little. I can go to sleep. I can easily go to sleep, but I won't stay asleep. And so I ask God for that rest and that peace, and bring me some rest, I mean peaceful night sleeps. And I've been getting that, and sometimes I do have to take something to relax me to get to sleep, to fall asleep and stay asleep. And when I do, you know I was telling my daughter, I say, maybe I'm wanting to take a sleep aid to avoid dreaming, because when I notice when I take a drug, I don't dream. It's like it happens. The night goes by so fast, and then the next thing you know, it, I'm woke, and I don't remember having a dream, and I'm not groggy or anything. And I love that about the medication that he gave me. I don't have any hangovers or side effects or anything from that, and I really like the idea that I can just mellow out, and my mind and my body is asleep at the same time. But is it really? Is it really sleep are they really sleep at the same time? I'm observing that, and I'm saying no, because I got this pinched nerve, right? And then sometimes when I'm laying on the pillow, and I have my neck a certain way, and this arm, my right arm, will start to trickle little tiny antsy pains, and sometimes some not, I wouldn't say throbbing, but some kind of like, ugh, it's unexplainable, but it hurts so bad. It's like a pain. No, anything that you rub on it could help it. So I found out that it is indeed a pinched nerve, and I do think that it could be fixed, of course, with examinations and money and all this other stuff that I need to in order to get that fixed. But in the meantime, for years I've been dealing with this pain, right? So the other night when I was asleep on my own, of course I was tired and I was sleeping on my own. And I finally went to sleep, and then I woke up and then my pain was still there. So it's like, do my pain. I know I can't go to sleep until this pain succeed. I mean, subside. I know that. So usually 9 times out of 10, it goes away before I actually go to sleep. So in my sleep, you don't know what's going on in our sleep. We don't know. We don't know. So I hate to be put under like that. I hate drugs that make you sleep. I don't get high. I gotta tell y'all a story about that too. I don't get high purposely. I don't want to be, and anybody that know me would vouch for this. I don't want to be out of body. I don't like to be out of body, meaning I don't want to be not in control of my body and my thoughts and my mind and my whole being. So I don't get high, because when you're high, you're not capable of. I'm not capable of doing the things that I would actively do in be okay with. Like if you get drunk, your body, I mean, your mind is, you're not in your right mind. So your body could be doing anything outside of what you want to control. I guess that makes sense. So any substance, any like sleep aids, like over the counter PM or night Z-Quil or any of that stuff that makes me drowsy, but my body is still wide awake. I hate that feeling. I hate that feeling. I hate to be, it makes me feel like I'm outside of my body and I don't have any control over it. So I don't like drowsiness. I hate it. I hate it with a passion. I do not like to be drowsy. Therefore, I do not drink. Therefore, I do not get high. And I do not want a substance in my body that say, for instance, if I go and take a PM, Advil, Tylenol, except anything PM, and it kind of like mellows out, makes me kind of drowsy, and I'm laying there ready to go to sleep, and I'm drowsy, and I'm like, oh, and I can't. And then when you sleep a little while, and then you wake up, you're waking up. That moment you're starting to wake up, and you can't move, and you're laying there, and you just like, I'm gonna move this leg. I mean, it could be in the daytime or nighttime or whatever. It's not the trance kind of like thing. What I'm trying to explain, it's like when you coming out of a, say for instance, you take a muscle relaxer. If I take a muscle relaxer and I know it makes me sleep, makes me drowsy first, and maybe it'll knock me out. But coming out of that sleep, I have to force myself to come out of it. I have to. My mind is woke. I'm looking around. I'm hearing things, and I'm aware of things. But my body is like, I need to move. I need to check this out. I need to get up. If I get my body up, if I pull myself up and sit up, I can get up and move around. And I don't like to be in that state. I don't like to not have control over me. I do not like. I do not like that. And so this sleep aid that I do have, it kind of do the job. It kind of like knocks you out, you sleep, and you wake up, and it's like, okay, that was cool. That was cool. But they are addictive. I ain't gonna lie to you. Them mugs, when I don't have them in my mind, if I don't have any in the house or any with me or any on hand, I would panic. I mean, I would literally think I put that in my mind. I'm not gonna be able to sleep. What if I can't sleep in there and I don't have them. I'm not gonna, take something that's gonna make me drowsy. And it's hard. And I've been, if I do take one, I'll cut it in half, take a little bit of piece of it, and it's okay. It does the job that I wanted to do. We all need some sleep, and we need 8 hours. And I noticed that lately I've been kind of like absorbing myself. I mean, really absorb or observation, looking at myself in a way where I didn't have time to at first. And I noticed that my timing is off with my sleep. My sleep hours have changed since I don't have to get up and be on the job. So My schedule used to be at work at first of all, first way back when, have to be to work at 6, get off at 3, have time to do what I need to do, go to bed early. So it recently went from I work from 7 to 4. I get up in the morning about around 5:30, get my stuff start, getting praying up and watching um my religious program and getting work ready for work and go to work, and then I do my routine at work, come home, eat and take my bath and go to bed. I used to be on a strict um sleeping program. Like I would go to bed. This was way before I did couldn't I mean started not to be able to sleep. I would go to bed about around 8:30 in order to wake up at 5:30 in the morning, 4:30 rather. Um, and I would get to bed early, and getting to bed early was no problem for me because I was tired. It was like in the run of a day, I've done everything that I needed to do, and whew, it was time to go to bed. So now recently, I don't have a schedule, so I go to bed late. I mean, when I'm talking about late, we're talking about first it started off 1:30, 1:30, and I'm looking at the time. I said, when I'm talking to my sister, because I don't know if she ever sleep, and we watch Gunsmoke, and we go to, we mellow out after we read the Bible. We mellow out, and we watch us some Gunsmoke, one episode after another, and we're talking, right? And before you know it, the time is 1 o'clock. It's 1:30, and some days it'd be 2:15. I said, "Woo!" Then it was 3. Gotten to the point where it's 3. I said, "Ooh, I gotta get off this phone. I gotta get up. I gotta get, have Alexa wake me up at 7 so I can get back into a routine of getting up on time." Mm, I was asleep. If I get off that phone with her and close everything down at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm sleeping in at least 7 hours. So I've been waking up at 11:30, 12 sometimes. And I do that to myself. I don't know why I put myself through that because I don't know how I got on that schedule. I could actually work at night and sleep well, I can't sleep in the daytime. So that wouldn't be a good schedule for me. So I have actually been staying up late and sleeping late, but not being able to sleep in the daytime. I have this thing about sleeping in the daytime. It's just too much light. It's so much going on, and I don't want to miss anything. I don't want to miss the delivery man coming by, dropping off a package. I don't want to miss, somebody calling me and asking me to go do something or take them somewhere. I don't want to be drowsy and sleep in the daytime. And plus the light. I can get it really, really dark in here if I wanted to, and I could probably sleep. But my brain is wired that everybody is up walking around. What am I going to miss during the day? My brain is wired to the point where, what if something happened and I'm sleeping today? I'm so you, all our lives we went to bed at night, and that's what people do. We sleep at night. There are people that work through the night and sleep in the daytime. They could do that. It's just the schedule. But my mentality is I can't sleep in the daytime without some type of sleep aid. And I will not. I refuse to take something that strong and make myself go to sleep in the daytime. And what if an emergency happened, or what if something happened to where I have to drive my vehicle and I'm not able to? So I don't ever want to be in that state of mind where I can't, I'm not able to get something done or do something, or if something happens, God forbid, if something happened to somebody and I can't get there because I'm asleep or I'm drowsy or whatever. So it's kind of difficult for me. So I need to have better sleep patterns, especially if I'm planning on working ever again. And especially if I want to get stuff done in the daytime. I got to run my errands. Like today I had to go get some stuff from the store, Walmart, really. I needed some stuff, personal stuff. So I got up and decided to, first I got up and I decided to read and meditate. And Like I said about priorities, we gotta get our priorities straight, or else we're gonna be going with the flow of everybody else and everything else, you know. So my plans wasn't what I had planned. So I ended up going to Walmart, picked my brother up, went to Walmart, got my personal stuff. We went to the store. I got some stuff, water and stuff that I needed. Came back home and cooked and all that good stuff. So I didn't even do what I had planned to do. I really need to start making me a calendar. Start to scheduling what my events through the day. Even though I don't have anything to do, I can prioritize the things that I want to do even at home. So I need to start doing that. I need to start organizing and setting goals, small goals for myself during the day. I think this may be something God wants me to work on while I have the time to do so. Prioritize and set little goals for myself and accomplish those goals so that I could be some kind of accountable for the things that I do, throughout the day. Because when you have when you are called by God, and I pray one day that I am, well, I know that I am, but when He actually sends me to do something, I want to be prepared. I want to be disciplined. I want to be accountable for my time. When you're not accountable for your time, do you know how much time you waste? Do you know how much time passed in between you're saying you're going to do something and you're getting to that? And what are you doing in between? What's taking up the majority of your time? What are you doing within an hour span or 2 hour span? Say for instance, if I get up, I am a bad example. If I get up at 11:30 or I'm gonna say 11:30, maybe noon, which is late for me. I get up. I mean, mind you, I'm not asleep because when the sun comes up, I'm aware of that. I can feel that on my skin. When it's daytime, when the light come up, when it's 6 or whenever the sun come up, I know it's up. I know it's time for me to get up. I'm just lying there. I'm in that third level of third or fourth level of sleep mode, but I'm woke. But if I lay there at 11:30 trying to make myself go back to sleep and trying to recreate the dream I just had and try to finish it or whatever, I'm aware of it's time to get up. So when I get up and pray and meditate or pray or whatever and spring up and check my messages and go in the living room and make my breakfast and then turn on the TV and I start watching what I normally watch and have my laptop and my iPad ready for messaging and I check on my family and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, at the end of the evening, when I look back of all of what I accomplished, I can't tell you what I accomplished because I did not have a goal. I was just willy-nilly doing things or out of a creature of habit. You eat breakfast. Sometimes I don't. You eat breakfast, you see what's going on and with your family, you naturally check on them, and you routinely do things, brush your teeth, comb your hair and put some clothes on, all this stuff that you're used to and you do it by habit. But when you have a schedule like mine right now, all of that you can do that stuff at any time. I can walk around in my PJs all day if I want to. If I'm knowing that I'm not going anywhere, knowing that nobody's coming over, I'm free to do whatever I want to do. And so we really honestly don't have free time. We don't have a lot of time to waste. All our time is valuable. Every second of it. Every second of it we could utilize ourselves to help someone be a better person, learn something, do something more than you did the next day. Talk to people, reach out to people. It's so many things that we can do with our time. So many things we can learn, so many things. Every time I turn on the TV, and I always gravitate to positive television or positive things. I won't watch horror or anything, not normally, because I know I'm a dream about it. But it has to be, it has to be something productive. I want to say something productive, something that I can do that make a difference, you know, not just about me. Everything isn't about me. Everything isn't about what I like, what I who I need to help. It's not about me, it's about others. It's about serving others. And so if I'm lazily walking around um without a care in the world and, you know, get up and do things that are not planned or not assigned to me, and when I look back and think about how much time I lost, how much time I spent on doing, um I wouldn't say reckless things, but just things that wasted my time. I've talked about, my time is valuable before, and waiting on somebody or having somebody having you to wait for them for hours and hours ends while they continue their lives and doing what they need to do, and you're wasting yours by waiting around. So I learned that you still got to help people, but you help them, you do what you're supposed to do, but in the time that you're waiting on them, utilize that time to benefit you, or make get something done in that time, in that length of time that you're waiting around for someone. Or don't waste another minute of your life not doing anything. You know what I'm saying? Not doing anything. If you have a second, or you have 15 minutes before bed, meditate, pray, do something that's going to help you or help someone, you know? So don't waste your time. Always utilize your time. I need to prioritize. I need to coordinate. I have so much, I still have a whole lot of stuff to do. So wasting my time or not uh accomplishing my goals, my not feeling at the end of the day when you feel like there's something missing that you didn't do and you needed to do and you couldn't think about it, or you feel like you still have to go, it's still time, it's still something you need to do. Well, you probably wouldn't feel that way if, there's something right here, if in fact you have written down your plans and your goals for that day. And even if you don't get to them, even if you don't accomplish them, they're there on paper, they're there on your calendar, and then you can always reflect back to, why didn't I do that? What did I do in between 2 and 4 that I didn't get this done? You know what I'm saying? And some things, you do, out of habit, like I cooked today, and so I know I have to wash dishes during while I was cooking or afterwards. So I still have some pots and pans that I need to wash, so I'm gonna do that. That's on my agenda to do. But me, being the person that I am, if I do not start writing my stuff down, I don't know what I've accomplished for that day, what my goal was. And that's what I'm going to start doing. And I should have done this long time ago. I've always said that I was going to do this and write down my little goals, write down this big goal, right, that I want to accomplish maybe at the end of the month. And then plans on how I'm going to get to that per week. And then plans on how I'm going to get the weekly goals done per day. You know what I'm saying? And uh, utilizing, I'm sorry, idolizing, where did that word come from? See, my thoughts. Um, Utilizing the time that I have in a 8 hour day, more than 8 hours. I mean, I have 8 hours that I don't work anymore. So those 8 hours are my work hours in my home. So utilizing that time as though I am at a job, I have to sit down and make a plan, a personal plan. I have to do that. And I mean, that's just a personal plan, you know. But speaking of plans, my overall plan for my life is I could plan that day and night, you know. God laughs at our plans. That's what I learned this week. He laughs at our plans because our plans are not necessarily his plans. And that tickled me because when I set out to do something in my mind, I think it's the right thing to do, that I should do that day, or I should go and do something, and God did not tell me to do, and I do it. I'm doing it on my own recordedness. I am doing it. I think that's a word. I am doing it out of my own self, you know, and we tend to do that. We tend to do our thing out of for ourselves, or what we think is right. But God has, excuse me, God has different plans for us. God may He may be looking at me and like, this child's wasting a whole lot of time. She's not doing what I'm telling her to do. I'm doing it to the best that I can. I tell God all the time. I say, God, you want me to plan it? You want me to plan it? I'll plan it, but I know you're gonna take me in another route. I know you're gonna say, okay, no, that's not what I want you to do. So my plans, if they're not aligned with God, and I most of the time I'm trying to plan aligned with God, in alignment with God, with God's plans. And I don't know what He has planned for me. So I have to actually pray about it, and what I think is in alignment, I'll do that, and He has to, shift it, or whatever He has to do with it. And God, I know God loves me. He loves me. He have to, because I am the most hard-headedest person you have ever, ever met or will meet. I'm telling you, I have this mind. It's just wow. It's yeah, yeah, yeah. But all in all, I consider myself a pretty much good person. I don't think bad or ill-mannered of people. If you ever met me, you would say, she's pretty cool. She's pretty cool. I think I'm pretty cool. And of course, we all have our limits, our boundaries, where we don't let people cross. Of course, that's all of us. But being who I am, I have to be mindful of who I let cross those lines anyhow. People get across, people get in, people, you know get in, sneak in, and you have to be aware of who can be in your space. I mean, that's just the bottom line. And I think if you're entertaining anything, then you're going to be anything. You're just gonna be anything. You're gonna conform to whoever you with, or whoever you look forward to being with, and whoever you my mom used to say lollygag around, and you might become part of that. You might become an entity of that. So you have to be careful who you have to know who you are, first of all, before you let anything else come to play. You have to know who you are. You know what I'm saying? You have to know who you are. And after that, then everything else is a piece of cake, because you're gonna automatically know that you're not supposed to be with that person, or in that environment, or doing that thing. I was reading we was reading the Bible last night, and I think we was in Hebrews, and we went all the way to First John, and somewhere in there it says that if you sin, and you know not to do that sin, and you do it anyway, you messed up. You just out there. We know We are born sinners, and Jesus died for us, right? So we know not to sin. It's just, we do it sometimes. Some of we in our flesh, and we ask for forgiveness. But when we repent and we know not to sin and we still sin, we purposely do it. That's not good. That's you're not of God. That's what um it says somewhere up in Hebrews. I'm gonna reread that because I was really liking that book of Bible. I really did enjoy that. So I'm gonna reread that. But we tend to I'm gonna speak for me because I don't know everybody. When I was in the flesh, when I was like really out there and had the boyfriend and, well, guy friends or whatever friends, and I was living in my flesh and I was doing what I was thinking that was okay to do. And then I know God is a forgiving God, and I'm going back and asking if I'll do it. Flesh, and the flesh feels good, and all these things, and of the earth and all this earthly stuff. And we think we can get away with it because we can go ask God easily for forgiveness, and God is quick to forgive. And we do it again because we know God is quick to forgive. But we have to grow up. We have to, come to the realization that God's not playing with us. We could play and think that we're getting away with stuff all day long if we want to, but in reality, in the kingdom of God, you're not getting away with anything. God does not even like that. He does not play that. And I am learning. I am not a saint per se. I'm not the angel. But I'm a good person. I try to um be obedience to God. And I'm not always, I can't, I'm not going to sit up and lie. I'm not going to sit up and say I do not, lie and do these things. Because sometimes we forget, sinning is not only sexual purposes, and it's not pertaining to, you know, lying all the time. Sin is not, is not directly to you stealing. It's those are sinful things, but there are other sinful things that might not even be aware of that we do, like when we call people names, or we driving and we call the person in the next car that cut us off stupid, or you idiot, and all these things that we're throwing out there, and these bad words or whatever. It's all sin. It's really all sin. And sometimes we are unable to see that because that's just that's natural. That's a natural part of our lives. And there are so many little things that we do that are sinful, and we're not even aware of it. So if we constantly have to be on our knees, we constantly have to pray for forgiveness, because we do things throughout the day that we don't even some of our thoughts are very sinful. And so we have to be aware of that stuff. And I am right now, I feel like I'm on the outside looking in at myself, and seeing all the things that I do, and my behaviors, and how I let people trigger me, and how I let people in where I know you have to let go of some people. You don't have to cut them off completely, but you got to let go. You have to say, hey, you know, you don't fit in there anymore. You don't fit in my life anymore, because I'm trying to be who God wants me to be, who God intended for me to be. And all of that earthly stuff, and all those toxic people, and all those things you used to do, and all those things your body desired, and all that stuff has to be, it has to be out of there. You have to come to God pure and honest, and from he knows you anyway. He knows your heart. He knows what you're thinking. He knows these things. So you can't be fake with him. So you got to always be, you know mindful of, you know if you're a kid and your dad is sitting there, and your mom went to the store, and your dad's watching you, and she left him in charge of watching you. And dads are stricter than moms. And so imagine your dad sitting there, and you're, you know, playing with your doll, and you want to go. You're 5 years old. You want to go in there and make you a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, which your mom usually do, and you know you're gonna go in there and make a mess or whatever. But you're looking at your dad like, I I don't know if he gonna let me get away with that. You're mindful of, your dad watching you, not your mom. You probably can get away with it, but your dad watching you. So you have to be mindful. And of course, I'm just using that as an example because you're 5 years old, you really don't care. You're gonna get it. You're gonna do what you're gonna do anyway. Spoiled. Your daddy put more than likely spoiled you, and you can do whatever, as long as you don't do anything to hurt yourself. And I think that's how God looks at us. So we won't do anything to hurt ourselves. He kind of puts, I'm gonna say for me, he kind of put these little bumpers around me to say, okay, so when you rear too far to the left or rear too far to the right, this is just me thinking, it's a stopper there, it's a bumper there, and so that I won't hurt myself, or I won't go too far or stray too far away. And I know one thing for true to be for me, he will not, oh my God, it's good. He will not allow people in my life that intentionally want to hurt me. Or even if they don't have the intent to hurting me, if they don't belong there, he always removed them. I don't know if I was little or whatever. I said this prayer that God remove this person from my life if they're not supposed to be there. And I mean, honestly, he listened to that prayer. And I don't know, I don't care if it's for a minute or hour, days or week, 2 months, 3 months to go by, but you're not going to get past a certain limit with me, because God is going to take that out. It's like, I'm taking this stuff out of it. You could hurt yourself with this. I'm gonna take this away from you. Or you can damage something with this. I'm gonna take this away from you. I'm gonna have you walk that path. Even when I go astray, even when I do what I want to do, when I was in my own way and thinking that I could do whatever I want to do, and then ask God for guidance later. No, all that stuff turned back around and came back face front center for me, and everything I tried to get on my own or try to accomplish on my own without God's consent, without acknowledging God, it left me. I mean, I lost cars, I lost, for, materialistic things that I purchased when I wasn't supposed to purchase, or things that I got, bought, had for a while, enjoyed for a while. If it was on my own, and if it's something I wanted and I just forget God, I'm just gonna do it anyway. All of that stuff leaves. It doesn't stay with you. It doesn't stay with you unless it is checked off by God. God approved it. He said yes to it. He gave you the green light to it. It's yours. You can have that. You can dabble in that. You can do that. That's good for you. Eat those vegetables. That's good for you. Go to that class. That's good for you. The things that are good for you, God is going to check off. You know, Always when the Bible said acknowledge God, I learned this, and I learned it the hard way not so many years ago. If I don't acknowledge God, if I don't take it to Him, it's not usually, it's not a good fit. It's not right. So I've learned to acknowledge God, and sometimes I forget, but I'll go back and say, God, it's okay. And you get this feeling about if it's okay. I mean, you get to the point where it's not right. You feel it. You know it in your mind of minds, in your heart of heart. It's not right, and it's not sitting right with God, because you'll know it. And then you have this opportunity. He's so loving. You have this opportunity to correct it, or back away from it, or start over again. He's always picking me up, dusting me off, and putting me right back on the path and it's taken me so long to get to where he wants me, because I'm always, well, I used to always see something that I want, or see something, uh, some attraction or something, and I'll go, ooh, east, veer to the right, and I'm like, okay, that's not that's not what God wanted me to do, and he'll say, it's okay, baby, that's okay, my child, that's okay. Let's start over. And it's like I'm 57 years old, and goodness, I can't even tell you how many times I'm starting over right now. I'm in the midst of finding myself and finding a place to stay and getting an income and all of this other good stuff because, he put me back on track. He's putting me out there to start over and do the thing. And I got to get it right this time. I ain't getting any younger. I got to get it right. I am 57 years old. I have never been married. I have never kept a long term relationship. I don't know why. I do know why. I just lied. I do know why. Because I was trying to do it on my own. And God said no. He said wait. And I don't know the meaning of wait. I didn't know the meaning of wait. I didn't have any patience, remember? I don't know what that means. Wait. Okay, I'm gonna wait. And then wait. And then somebody come along and say, oh, that's it, but no be it. God tell you to wait. He's gonna show you. You're gonna know it. And if I get all these notions and this intuitive notions that I get, I ought to know by now when it is or when it's happening. You know what I'm saying? So I am definitely a work in the makings. I am definitely, he's still working on me. I'm not a baby. I'm not on milk, but he's still working on me. I still got a ways to go. And I'm just praying about it. I'm just hoping that that epiphany come, and I always get epiphany. That epiphany come, and it tells me, okay, good job, my child. Good job. That's what I want. A thumbs up, two thumbs up from God. That I'm on the right track and I'm doing what He's asking me to do. And it's hard right now because here I am thinking that I need to be looking for a job. And then when I look for that job, when I put that application in and I get like responses from the emails and okay, work from home and you're a good candidate and stuff. And then in my mind, a doubt to come in or something to come in my head like that might be a scam. I'm not. That's too good to be true. And then I back away from it. And then when I get a fill in an application, I think this is a good job for me. If I can get this job, I'll do it. And then I think about. Told you my mind is always back and forth, always wondering. If I get that job, here I am on another 9 to 5, taking orders. Giving them my freedom. Um, Working for the man, making him money and back where I started from. And if God wanted me to go back to that job or do that thing, he wouldn't have let me left. So I be thinking, I be thinking real hard. I don't know why I think so hard. I think up in my head. I'm up in my head and I got tons of thoughts of what I should do. But when I say acknowledge, I have to go to God with it. I go to God with it. I know I'm not crazy, but I know I'm talking to God about these things that how I feel and everything. So um I may sound crazy, but that's that's where I am. That's where I am. If I can't take it to God, if I can't wait on his answer, and if I try to do it on my own, it's just a hot mess. It's a hot mess. But he put me back on track. And that track is getting pretty narrow right now. It's like, baby girl, you want that husband, you want that house, you want that peace, you want a loving companion and somebody that's going to protect you and take care of you. And if you want those things, I can see my house. I can see the kitchen, the bathroom, the patio. I can see it. I can see it. It's so vivid to me. In order to get there, in order to have that, you know, I can't do that on my own. It's just impossible to do it on my own. And now that I realized that, now I'm 57 years old, I'm realizing that if I had, had this concept so long ago, I would have been a millionaire. I would have been rich. I would have had 2 houses, 3 houses. But we are where we're intended to be, no matter what. God knows what He's doing, and He doesn't make mistakes. And He has a timeline for us, and we have to fulfill that timeline from the beginning to the end, from the end to the beginning, because He's already written our story. So, by me making a mess, or by me making mistakes, or falling down, or you know There are no shortcuts. You're gonna do what you're supposed to do anyhow, whether you know you want to or not. Remember the story of Jonas in the well. I think that's right. And Noah and all these other heroic people in the Bible that didn't want to do what God was telling them to do. And he wasn't asking, he was telling them. And there was a struggle, and there was a I don't want to do it, but it turned out you had to do it anyway. So no matter what, it might take me till I'm 60 to get married, or I got a few things that I need to do or take care of um on the part of God, because until I do those things, until I am obedient enough to do those things, and I pray that I pray that I'm doing what God wants me to do. But until I do, you know yeah, I'm gonna be in the belly of that whale, and until. So anyway, I'm tripping tonight. I really am tripping. I really like to talk from my heart, and I like to express myself. And I know I ramble on. I do. I ramble on about things, and some of the times I'm not even saying the correct words, but it's from my heart. I try to speak from my heart. I try to be genuine and real, and he's working on me. He's working on this. He's working on this, and he's definitely working on this. So who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Okay, that's the end. I am going to get ready for bed. I'll continue to get ready for bed. Um, and finish up some chores that I need to do. And we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoyed this day. It was pretty hot out there. It's pretty hot out there. That's summer Texas. That's the summer in Texas. So, okay, 100-degree weather is nothing to Texas. Like we just, whoa, you know, we deuces, right? So, either you choose to be out there in it and enjoy it, or stay in the house and stay cool. It's your choice. So I hope you enjoyed your day. Like I always say, enjoy your evening. Love on yourself. Love on yourself. Let that be on your priority list. Love on yourself. Take care of your family. Check in with your family. Somebody might need to say something to you. Matter of fact, I'm finna call a couple people right now in my family and check on them. Um, check on your family. Check in. You don't know what people going through. You don't know what nobody's going through right now. So I think that's just what you should do. I always do this when I'm driving, or when I'm cooking, or whatever I'm doing. If God put a notion on me to call somebody, say, I mean, it could go against everything in my body. I'll call those people. I'll do it. You know, I don't know why, but I do it, even if for a second. If I get their voicemail or whatever, it's like this. I have to do that. And so, yeah, check on your people, check on your loved ones, make sure they're okay. Love on yourself, you know, and just stay prayed up. Talk to God. He's listening to you. He want to have a conversation with you. I'm not crazy. He does. He wants to have an intimate relationship with you. He loves that. He loves that. I just, I don't know if anybody can make God's day, but I truly hope that I'm making his day by me talking to him and reaching out to him. And however hopeless I seem to be, or reckless, or down, or whatever I go through, I want to, I know in my heart of hearts, if he's not even responding back, which he usually do in some form or fashion, I know when it come out, I'm talking to him, and I'm letting him know. He might get this message next week or week after that, but I'm letting him know how I feel and what I'm going through, or how I'm viewing things, and just that idea of he's listening to me. It makes my day. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel really, really good. So yeah. So I hope you guys enjoy your evening and relax and enjoy your evening. And I will definitely try to get on tomorrow and talk to you guys again. It's been lovely. This is Lovely Ruth, and I will speak to you guys later. Bye.